Okay, okay, here we go. Moving on, we're doing the next lesson now. We are going to do some custom functions. And what functions are, basically, a function is a piece of code that does something. So, before we get going here, just want to give you a heads up. If you're having any trouble with any of these courses, any of these lessons, please don't hesitate to come to the forum. We have a forum that I can answer any questions for you. You can ask other people, talk to other people. We've got some projects that are going on that are pretty unique. But the forum you can get to at www.forum.phpvideosonline.com. You can also go to phpvideosonline.com, and there's a link to the forum. Yeah, so go there to get some help if you need any, and I can answer any questions for you. Okay, so moving on here. We're doing some functions, and so what I've done is I've created a new file called Custom Functions. It's going to be in your lesson 12, right there. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what a function is, how it works, and it's really some people find it difficult to understand, but really I'll try to explain it in a way that you'll have no problems. So to get going, let's just get some PHP tags here. Now, what we're going to do is, the first thing you want to do is you want to type the word function. And then once you type the name function, you're going to give the function a name. So let's call our function, hello world. Okay, so there's the name of our function. Now, these two curly brackets, or these two brackets, they're just straight standard brackets. They're not the parentheses. You don't need a semicolon at the end of this, but what you do need is you need a parenthesis to open and a parenthesis to close the function. Now, a lot of times you're going to see this parenthesis up here. Doesn't really matter where it goes. Personally, I like to line them up and have them all here. Very good idea to indent, though. You want to indent just so you know which code goes with which. It keeps your syntax all nice and neat, and if anybody, it really does help, definitely. Okay, so what this function is going to do, simple. We're going to echo out to the screen. Let's just echo a string called hello world. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this file, and let's go take a look at it here. Okay, so you can see is that it did nothing. It didn't echo out anything. That's because function, in order for a function to work, it stays and hibernates and sleeps here until we call it. So in order for a function to work, we need to call it. So what we're going to do is just going to call that function. The function is called hello world, brackets, and a semicolon to finish. So let's save that and go back, and there we go. Echoes out hello world. So now, what else can we do with this? We can, let's see here. We can pass in a variable. Now, these two brackets, anyways, we can think of that as like the mailroom. So what this is going to do is when we call this function, we can pass a variable into the function and have it do something, and then we can return code. It can just do whatever's in the function. Lots of stuff, but what we're going to do is we're going to pass in a variable called name. So now let's declare that variable as a string. As a string, and we're going to say Adam. So the variable name is a string, called Atom. We're going to call the function hello world, and we're going to pass the variable into hello world function up here. So in order to do that, we've passed it from when we call the function, we have to pass it in, and so we're going to pass the variable in,